Welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Before we get started, I would like to say that this is my second time recording this video. My PC was running out of storage space and I didn't realize it, and it only recorded 25 seconds after I'd been talking for some time, so I am very frustrated right now, but let's press on. Today we'll be talking about Storyteller, an adventure puzzle game about taking titles from a storybook and creating stories to try to match the title. So you might have Butler goes on a rampage, and you might have different scenes and characters that you have to place into the specific panels that the game gives you. So like if it only has 3 panels, well then you have to make that story work within those 3 panels. You can't add more, but you can have extra panels that don't get used. So like with Butler Goes on a Rampage, there might be a scene titled Gun and a scene titled Ballroom. And then you might have a butler, a duke, and a duchess. And then you would have gun, ballroom, where butler picks up gun, and butler shoots duke, and butler shoots duchess. And that's the story. That's complete. You've beaten that level. But then sometimes they will throw in a subtitle for you to try to match as well. So like as an example, there could be one titled, The Duchess Gets the Butler Arrested. So then you go through the whole process. There could be a scene titled Witness, Gun, and Ballroom again. And you would have the butler, the duchess, the duke, and the detective. So then you would have the butler pick up the gun. You would have, in the next scene in Witness, you would have the duchess looking through the holes in the painting's eyes. And then in the ballroom scene, you would have the butler shooting the duke. And then in another ballroom scene, you would have the duchess telling the detective that she saw the butler shooting the duke. And then you would have the detective arresting the butler. But then they might hit you with a subtitle that says, But the Duke Isn't Home. So then you have to rearrange your story that you made to try to match that parameter. So like the detective might be witnessing the crime through the painting as the butler shoots the duchess, and then rather than the duchess telling the detective just goes and arrests the butler. So basically, like, you have to try to match all these challenges, and there are several challenges within an in-game chapter. Each chapter has a different theming, whether it's love and death, royalty, monsters. And I know that on the day that I'm recording this voiceover that the game is actually getting an update. I don't know if I'm going to have any gameplay footage of that update in this video, but there is more content than what is shown, if not. Now, what is all this for? Like, what do you get if you complete all of the titles and subtitles? All you get is a crown and a good job message saying, way to go, you've done it, you've earned the crown at the end of the book. And that's the game. The settings within the game are just to be able to adjust like music, ambience within like the different scenes as you rearrange stuff. Like some of the characters and other parts of the setting will make noise depending on what the title is and what the current story that you're trying to go for is. And then other sound effects, you can also adjust their volume as well. You can erase save file progress, and that's it. There isn't anything else to the game, and it's honestly a really fun puzzle. Some of the subtitles definitely leave you scratching your head for a little bit as to, wait, how do I get this to work? But beyond that, like, the game is just very simple and very fun. Now, it was a lot of fun talking about how Storyteller is a simpler game and a lot more charming of a game than Fae Farm, which, if you recall from last week, I was immensely disappointed with. So, let's keep this positive vibe train moving, shall we? Next week we'll talk about Moonstone Island, a game that, while I do have a few critiques with, I've been having a blast with playing over the past few weeks. So, see you guys next week when we talk about Moonstone Island. Bye-bye. Let's go, dude.
This is LBG Reviews from the editing room. On the day of recording that voiceover, Storyteller released a new update, adding nearly double the amount of content than what was there before. While my thoughts and the gameplay loop have not changed, I figured I should mention that the new update adds secret challenges, several new puzzles, as well as a post-game involving the Christian devil. Finally, while I know I said we would discuss Moonstone Island next week, I realized that this video was going to release on the first week of October, so next week is time for the second retrospective video. The video on Moonstone Island will still come out, but after the Stardew retrospective. The video on Moonstone Island will still come out, but after the Stardew retrospective.